So this is the PT Sports Podcast, episode 4. I have class of 2023 quarterback Jake Strong with me. Jake, thank you for joining us this morning.
I appreciate it.
So we'll get right into it. Obviously, it's been quarantine, but how have you been continuing to put in the work during this period of time?
There's a gym that I live right down the road from. I've been going to Monday through Friday, lifting in the morning. And then I'll train with my quarterback coach a couple days of the week, and then I'll go up to the field and throw with some of my receivers a few times out of the week. And then other than that, just staying in shape and eating.
Obviously, the connection between you and your receivers is very important. So you talk about getting work with them during this time. How important is that for the camaraderie of the team for you to have a good connection with your receivers?
It's actually very important. The chemistry I build with each one of my receivers plays a big role in the fall, and so building that chemistry and that camaraderie with the teammates, it definitely translates to the fall and allows us to have a better season overall.
Obviously, you talk about the fall. What can we expect from Justin Northwest this season, this upcoming season?
Um, we just jumped we just jumped up a division from 5A Division Two to 5A Division One. We just came off of back-to-back district champs, and so I would expect nothing less to go district champs again. A big team goal is to go 1-0 in everything we do, whether it's on the field, in the classroom, and life decisions. And so we just want to win. So we want to come out district champs, obviously, but we just want to go 1-0 every week.
Obviously, you talk about having a one and zero mindset. How important is it for everyone on your team to, kind of have that mindset going into everything they do in all aspects?
It's actually very important too. Um, Everybody has to be bought into the program. If you have like a loose link that's not bought into the program, it can tear your team apart. And so one thing with Northwest is everybody's bought into the program. Everybody is for the team goal, and so we don't really have any of those issues. And so it's a great thing to be able to have that team camaraderie, that everybody bought into the program and giving their all 100% every day.
And obviously, as a quarterback, it's very important to study film. Kind of talk about what what you do in a film session, kind of how you break down defenses and coverages.
I'll start by looking at the type of defense. Going into the week, we'll look at our coach. We'll sit down with my coach, and we'll look at the type of defense, different coverages they run, different schemes they run, different blitzes they run, and we'll just break it down and then take tendencies off of that, and then use that into our game plan.
And obviously, your class of 2023, but you picked up your first offer from Illinois State. How did that feel picking up your first offer?
It was an amazing feeling. I put in lots of hard work and dedication to the game, into my craft, and so getting that offer, just a little bit of validation as to show that I'm on the right track. But now that I have that, now I got to ramp it up and put even more work even harder to get the next one and ultimately fulfill my goals.
You talk about ramping it up, and obviously, we heard some good news. They're going to let strength and conditioning camp start June 8th. How important is it for you and your team to get that time in the summer to work
We
together?
use that time during the summer to that's where we've become the family, and so that summertime, if we don't get that, it's gonna be an adjustment. But that summertime is important because it allows us to work out together, figure out what our team goal is, figure out how we're going to get there, and ultimately it shows us who's willing to work. So it just makes us even closer together as a tight knit family.
And obviously, there are a lot of great quarterbacks in the state of Texas, and obviously, you're just going to be a sophomore next year. So, Kind of talk about the expectations you have for yourself going into next
I
season.
expect nothing less than what any other kind of starting varsity quarterback is in the state of Texas. I hold myself to a high standard, and I don't allow myself to drop below what I think is average. And so I'm pushing myself day in and day out to be the best I can be, whether it's in the class, whether that's on the field, off the field, being a leader, uh, in workouts. And so I just want to hold myself to that high standard and keep pushing myself.
And then you talk about pushing yourself. What's the biggest thing you worked on in your game this
This
offseason?
offseason, I've been putting on weight. I played in the fall lightweight, and I put on 20 pounds since the fall, and I'm hoping to put on 15 to 20 more pounds. And so the biggest thing I've been working on is getting bigger, faster, and stronger. And then with that, I need to stay fast, stay flexible, keep working on my mechanics and my throwing motion, and the tedious points of being a quarterback.
And so obviously there are a lot of great quarterbacks in the NFL. What quarterback's game do you kind of look up to or try to
When I
study?
was young, I really looked up to Brett Favre. That's why I wear number 4. But as I've gotten older, I've taken different things from different quarterbacks to implement into my game, and so I don't really look up to one. I'm trying to be more of an individual and create my own way. But I definitely have been learning and studying different greats of the game.
Obviously there are many greats, and you talk about being a student of the game. That's very important to have when you're trying to get better each and every day. Just kind of talk about how you stayed in contact with your coaches during this time. If y'all done meetings over Zoom or however you guys have done that.
Yes, sir. We've been doing position meetings on Zoom every week, and so that during that time, we talk about studying the game. We talk about life in general, how everybody's doing. It's not just about football. We're still trying to make sure everybody's doing okay and stuff. And so, yes, we study film and stuff, and study film and learn our install and all that. But we also are making sure checking up on each other, making sure everybody's doing okay.
It's very important to have that on a team where you're making sure everybody's okay, especially during this time. So obviously there's a lot of uncertainty, but how do you kind of handle the uncertainty going into this season?
Um, our team this past year and years prior has faced lots of adversity. So I kind of look at it as another challenge, another bump in the road. It's just pushing through that adversity and coming out the other side.
Yes, it's very good, and obviously it's a good first step for strength and conditioning camps to be able to start June 8th. So obviously, if things go as planned, should be running. So kind of talk about if when you get out there, what's the biggest thing you're going to enjoy about the Friday Night Lights
The
experience?
experience itself as a whole.
So you talk about facing a lot of uncertainty. Kind of talk about how your team and how you guys go and handling the adversity that's happening right now.
In the past seasons before on the JV and the varsity level, our team as a whole has faced lots of adversity, and so it's been beneficial to us because we've learned how to handle that. And so I feel like to our team, this is just another obstacle. It's just another challenge to overcome. And so I think everybody will handle it just fine.
And obviously, there are Texas high school football is the obviously you're facing a top competition. So going up against that, do you feel playing against competition like that rises your level of play?
I don't think it rises it. I think uh, no matter who I play, no matter what team I'm facing, no matter what competitive level, I always play at the highest level I can. And so I don't think it changes. I don't think who I play or who we play changes the level that the team plays at. And so um, I just don't think the level of competition will vary the way the team plays.
And obviously, there's a lot of good competition. So, kind of talk about, Texas high school football has a lot of history behind it and a lot of tradition. Uh, do you kind of watch, the state championships every year to kind of get a feel, and you're like, oh, I want to be in that game someday, or kind of like give you motivation?
Yes, sir. Watching the state championships when I was younger, it was cool, and I've gone to them in person before, and the atmosphere is crazy. And so it would be a dream come true to be able to play in AT&T Stadium and go compete for the state title.
Obviously, you talk about watching it growing up. Who is probably the best player you've seen in person in Texas high school football?
Oh man, there's a lot of them. It's hard to name one because there's been so many greats that have come from Texas high school football, and so many that are playing right now that I'm greats. And so I don't think you can name just one.
Obviously, there are a lot of great athletes in Texas high school football, and each year you see new guys rise up each year and make a name for themselves. So, you know, what's the biggest goal you've set for yourself coming into the season, this off season, whether it's throwing for a certain amount of touchdowns or yards or just winning in general? What's the goal you've set for yourself coming into this season?
I don't have very many. I don't. I'm more of a team player guy. The personal statistics will come. That's not my main focus. Like I said, our team motto is just going 1-0, and so I owe it to the seniors to be the best leader I can be and the best player I can be. And so we just want to go 1-0 and hopefully give the seniors a chance to come out on top.
You talk about being a young guy and just going to be a sophomore next year, and obviously having to be a leader as a quarterback in the seniors. Do you kind of take that challenge to find ways to improve as a leader, whether it's in the classroom, holding your teammates accountable, and just finding new ways to lead each and every day in the locker room?
For sure, I'm always looking to get better at something. So being the young guy, looking up to the upperclassmen that are already there, I'm learning from them, learning different ways to lead, and learning different ways to get my team to rally. And so of course I'm always looking to get better.
Honestly, that's a very good mindset to have, looking to get better. And you talk about getting one offer from Illinois State, and obviously they come. Obviously, after you get your first one, they start to come in more and more. So, you know, getting an offer from them, does that keeps you motivated? It keeps you, working for more. Does it kind of keep you looking to just work and improve? And obviously, your main focus point is probably the season coming in, and the offers will come. Is that your mindset on that?
Yes, sir. The offer, like I said, it's a great thing. It shows a little validation that I'm doing stuff right. But now I just gotta keep build on top of that and elevate even more and work harder to get better each and every day. You either get 1% better or you get 1% worse every day. So I've always wanted to work. I've always worked to get to that 1% better.
How important was it for you before quarantine stopped? Playing 7-on-7 in the off season.
I've played a little bit in the off season. Coming into high school this year, I wanted to focus mainly on the team, and so that includes the team, the fall ball, obviously, and then in the summer, my team 7-on-7. We haven't really looked this off season as to a specific 7-on-7 team. Um, I just wanted to play with my team and play with those guys.
Honestly, it's a lot of fun, in the off season working with your teammates and making memories like that. You kind of pride yourself on working with your team and building that team chemistry, because the stronger you guys get in practice, the more it builds and feeds when it comes game time.
Exactly. Yes, sir. The team chemistry definitely it helps with success in the fall.
And So obviously, with a lot of uncertainty, you talked about handling adversity, and your team being able to do that. Um, you know, how do you kind of personally? How do you just, with all this going on, keep yourself mind just ready to play whenever that happens?
Um, there's a quote. It says it's better to have an opportunity. I'm sorry. It's better to not have an opportunity and be prepared rather than have an opportunity and not be prepared. And so I just I basically stayed prepared. I never became unprepared, and so I just stayed with it through off season, before the virus hit, and then after the virus hit. I just kept that same mentality going to work every day.
It's a very good mindset to have, just being able to attack each day. So a couple more questions, and then I'll let you get going. But so you talk about a lot of greatness as an athlete and a work ethic. I kind of want to get your opinion on the Jordan documentary. If you watched that, kind of the mindset he had. He took everything personal. He just worked every day, and he wanted to be the best. What's your opinion on the Jordan documentary?
Yes, sir. I did watch it. I enjoyed it very much. It was kind of cool getting that insight as to how he did everything. And so, in my eyes, to me, he seems like the ultimate competitor. He has that mentality that everybody strives to have. And so, definitely took lots of little nuggets from that entire documentary. Learned a lot from it, and it was really fun to watch.
You talk about it being fun to watch. What's the biggest takeaway you got from? What's the best moment you saw in the documentary from Jordan that you'll take with you?
The biggest takeaway I saw was it was um, it was right after one of the championship games, and actually no, it was right after they had lost, and he told his guys, we're not going on summer vacation, and so they didn't go on summer vacation. They worked, and they won the finals the following year. And then there was another time where he had just won the championship, and his trainer asked him, "Hey, Michael, just let me know when we want to start." And he said, "I'll see you tomorrow." And so that was a really cool nugget to take. That, I mean, even at the top of your game, they're still working just as hard.
Oh, so that's a very good mindset to have when you're wanting to win. So, and obviously he had that. So my last question for you before I let you go is going to be MJ or LeBron. Who obviously there's a lot of debate, but what's your opinion on that?
um, I think they're both great. Obviously, the era of Michael Jordan, the era of LeBron, the game is different, and so I think you can't really. It's two different time frames. Now, if they were playing in the same era, I feel like you could have a better discussion about it. But man, that's a tough question.
It's a very tough question. A lot of debate about that since the Jordan documentaries came up. I agree with you on that 100%. Um, I want to thank you for giving us some of your time this morning. I appreciate you coming on to talk to me about what's going on and everything. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the opportunity too.
Thank you. This is Friday Night